Noon with Mike Steely and Parker Thune. Hit the guys up on the Riverwind Casino calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wing Studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
All right, welcome in, everybody. What a weekend for University of Oklahoma athletics. One of the greatest weekends in the history of collegiate sports. Sooner basketball wins. How about that? Oklahoma gets it done, beating Mississippi State over the weekend. They get ready for a big matchup with Kentucky coming up Wednesday night, 8 o'clock at the LNC. The Sooner women routed the Razorbacks in Fayetteville yesterday. Thunder won last night, came back to beat Minnesota. They'll play Minnesota tonight at the Peak, beginning at 7 o'clock. What a back-to-back that is. And then you had Sooner baseball winning the Red Rock Classic Championship.
Round Rock Classic.
Did I say Red Rock? I did, didn't I? Round Rock.
You were having a flashback to your college days.
I was, yes, probably. But, again, they beat Oregon State, number 7 team in the country along the way. They beat the number 2 team in extra innings. Thrilling fashion with a little chaos, 5-4 over Virginia in the final. The Sooners will be back in action coming up against Texas Southern Tuesday and Wednesday. And then they've got a 3-game set with Cal State Northridge coming up this weekend. Softball playing right now against Bowling Green. Bottom of the second inning, the Sooners are up 4-3 off a Sid Sanders grand slam after trailing early 3-0. And Patty and company will play Abilene Christian coming up at 2 o'clock. Oklahoma 12-0 on the season. So gymnastics won. Men's gymnastics looking good. Things felt good this weekend for Sooner Athletics. This was the weekend that the OU fan base needed. Maybe we will not see 97% negativity on the text line.
Maybe, but I wouldn't count on it.
Maybe a little bit.
There's still going to be plenty of negativity, I would think.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, this OU men's basketball team is still the longest of long shots to make the NCAA tournament right now.
Well, and that is our poll today, ladies and gentlemen, with the Sooners defeating Mississippi State over the weekend. What are your thoughts on Oklahoma, their chances of making the tournament now? How confident are you that Oklahoma can make the NCAA tournament after their win against Mississippi State? 3 choices. They got this, it's still possible, or no chance. What do you think the winner will be, Parker Thune, if you had to guess? They got this, it's still possible, or no chance?
No chance will be the winner. That's my full expectation. Good win for Porter Moser in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. No question about it.
Oh, yeah.
Good win. They tried to give it away down the stretch, but they gave themselves just enough of a margin.
They did not.
Gave themselves just enough of a margin. Jeremiah Fears was awesome.
Sam Godwin was awesome. He was really, really good. 7 of 8 from the floor. Had a great game. 17 points, 10 boards, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Duke Miles gave up some teeth. You know, what a great effort that was. But the Sooners, again, they get the W over the weekend, and they look forward to this matchup with Kentucky. Big Blue will show out in full force at the Lloyd Noble Center coming up Wednesday night. I expect a really good crowd coming up for Oklahoma, Kentucky. And I think the Sooner fans will show out pretty well. But you know Kentucky's going to show up. They always do. That's a fan base that might be the best. Certainly one of the top 2 or 3 fan bases in college basketball. All right. By the way, got a couple of guests we're going to have today. The first one will be coming up at 1 o'clock. Joe Jordan will be our guest. And you might ask, who's Joe Jordan? Joe Jordan is a advanced scout with the Texas Rangers now, but he also played for Enis Seymour at the University of Oklahoma. So we're going to talk a little bit about Enis Seymour, who passed away over the weekend, 93 years old, winningest coach in OU baseball history, 22 seasons, 851 career wins, 7 Big 8 championships, 5 College World Series appearances in Omaha. Was at Bacone Junior College before Oklahoma, led Bacone Junior College to the 1967 National Championship. We're going to talk to Joe Jordan for a while about Enis Seymour's lasting legacy at the University of Oklahoma. I was able to call 2 years of Oklahoma baseball when Enis was there. back in the mid-'80s. And Enis was a great dude. Really, really a great dude. And just a great man and a fantastic coach and touched so many lives. I was glad to see when he was, out at Mitchell Park recently as they retired his jersey, just went to the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. 93 years, man. 93 great years for Enis Seymour, who impacted many lives. So we'll do that at 1 o'clock. Jesse Crittenden will join us coming up at 1:20 today. We'll talk what else, Sooner Sports. Jake from Wisconsin is very upset already on the text line. Is it too early to name Baseball America as the dumbass of the week since they aren't including Oklahoma in the top 25? Joe is coming on at 1 p.m., John and Blanchard. The pride of Blanchard. Joe went to Seminole Junior College, did great there, came to play at Oklahoma, been a professional scout for a long time, and a fantastic athlete at Blanchard High School. So he'll be coming up. Why can't I raise this microphone any higher? That's as high as I can get it. So,
You struggling?
I'm struggling, yes.
Do you need some help?
Maybe at the break. Who knows? They change things on old people, and
Okay, hang on.
old things are going to happen.
See this little knob on the microphone, the side of the microphone? See the little knob?
Yes.
Okay, you unscrew the knob.
No, I don't want to unscrew the knob. Dre gets very mad. I'll be all right. This works. As long as the audio works.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, sound good. All right, why don't we hear from Porter Moser after the Sooners took down Mississippi State over the weekend, beating the Bulldogs from Starkville. And yes, as you might imagine, Porter was ecstatic with T-Row in the postgame afterwards.
We needed it with the guys, obviously. That's the biggest understatement of the year, but they needed it for their confidence, and instead of here we go again.
Yeah.
But we were up 14. We were down 3 at half, came back to be up 14. We just talked about, back to our resiliency.
Yeah.
Back to our resiliency.
Play well when it gets hard, you
Man,
said.
that's exactly right. I thought we did so many good things. And, our young fella Fears, he did so many good things, 27-10, only 3 turnovers. We're just – I almost want to quote John Calipari. We got young guys in young situations, but we found a way to win. I thought Kobe Elvis gave us great minutes.
Yeah.
Sam Godwin, 17-10.
Tremendous.
That's what we've said. To beat good teams, we need a lot. We need a lot of contributions. We have a chance to finish this off with the guys, and just so joyous to fight through struggle. And have the narrative flip. Now the narrative is we're coming back. We're chasing Kentucky for another quad 1 win. It's been a rough patch for those guys to have that feeling in the locker room, and I just want to let them have that feeling.
On the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, John and Blanchard said, Parker, Joe Lunardi has OU in the tournament field. Also, teams we're competing against on the bubble are struggling more than OU. First off, you're correct, John and Blanchard. And again, great win for Oklahoma on Saturday.
Yeah,
you heard Porter
Mm-hmm.
talk about the performance from Jeremiah Fears. He was sensational. Maybe his best game of the year in conference play. But Joe Lunardi's bracketology projects the field as it would stand today. And the season doesn't end today. Oklahoma still has to face number 17 Kentucky, number 24 Ole Miss, number 15 Missouri, and a Texas team that came to Norman and beat OU already
Well, look
earlier
at
this
you,
season.
Negative Nancy. Come on, the Sooners just
won.
won.
I'm just saying, let's not be prisoners of the moment. Because I much as I would love to be wrong, Steely, I still don't think this team is making the NCAA tournament.
I mean, it's still an uphill climb. But, Parker, if they beat this Kentucky team, and I think this is a good Kentucky team. I don't think this isn't a great Kentucky team.
What if Otega Owe drops a 40-piece?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. He might. It'll be very interesting to see
Will you
how that
crash
plays
out, as the kids say?
What is that? How do you crash out?
You're going to emotionally spiral.
On the couch at 9 p.m., probably.
Well,
but
yes, we know in that sense you're crashing out on a regular basis.
No, it's an OU game. I'll be able to stay up. But, yeah, I don't know. But if the Sooners can get this done against Kentucky, then things get very interesting, and they have some momentum. And Fears was fantastic, 27 points, 10 assists, 5 boards, only turned it over 3 times. And the other part of that is he was super efficient in the game, 7 of 12, 2 of 5 from 3, It was maybe his best game as an Oklahoma Sooner. Now, his best moments was the Michigan game, clearly in the Jumpman Classic, but he was fantastic. Let's hear from Jeremiah Fears after the big win. Happy the Sooners now, are back on track. Here's what he had to say.
It felt great just getting another win. I think we did a great job this week in practice and staying focused and kind of getting our confidence back and getting our groove back. And I think we did a great job today playing how we was playing to start the season. It was hard. You could just tell a couple people kind of lost their confidence, but today, obviously, everybody got their confidence back and got their groove back. And we just got to keep rolling with it.
There you go. And they'll try and roll on to a victory Wednesday night against Kentucky, 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. Then they play in Oxford Saturday against Ole Miss. Then they have the home game with Missouri next week, and then Texas on the road in Austin to close out the regular season. March is right here. March is right here. So there you go.
Can I say this before we move on?
Do it.
I would like to publicly acknowledge and commend Duke Miles for his effort on Saturday. Duke Miles sacrificed several of his own teeth.
Yes, he did.
For the Crimson and Cream, the University of Oklahoma. Steely, you don't get those back. You don't get your teeth back. Once they're gone, they're gone.
So what do they do? They just cap them? They put some new fake teeth in there? Is that how it works?
I guess.
I don't know.
Shoot, I don't know. I've never had anything like that happen to me. I still have all of my teeth. I've never had to have any dental work done, thankfully. But I think it says a lot about Duke Miles. I think it says a lot about where his head's at and where his heart's at, that in the midst of a season that has been so trying and so tumultuous for Oklahoma, and as they sit here technically on the right side of the bubble, but without a ton of realistic hope to make the NCAA tournament, I think it says a lot about the fight that he's putting on display, that he's willing to go to such lengths to try and merely preserve a possession for Oklahoma in a game against a Mississippi State team that is a quad one resume booster for Oklahoma if they're able to get it done, which they did on Saturday. So look, I'm not letting this affect my outlook on OU hoops all too drastically. It was a good win on Saturday. I still don't think they make the 68-team field, but it is great to see that somebody like Duke Miles is still going that hard this late in the season, especially on the heels of what at that time was a 5-game losing streak. That, to me, is suggestive of incredible competitive drive, and it's worthy of acknowledgement.
They kept hope alive is what they did. Again, there's a gleam, man. There's a gleam. Not much of one, but still, at least there's a chance. If you win your home games against Kentucky and Missouri, could they get one? Yes, possibly. Two, I think would be very unlikely, but at least they've given themselves a chance, right? We thought basically after the LSU game they were probably done, and they still probably are on the outside looking in once you play out the remaining schedule, but at least they have some confidence back in a good feeling. And they made plays, where they folded down the stretch in some of these games at home, obviously, LSU being the prime example. 18-point lead they gave up against A&M. They made the plays when they had to, when it was on the line Saturday at the LNC. All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Poll question is up. How confident are you that OU can make the NCAA tournament? After the win over Mississippi State, 3 choices. They got this. It's still possible. No chance. Those are your 3 options. And we're up and at them on YouTube today. Just get to YouTube and search KREF Sports. Lasher Home Comfort Systems sponsors our first hour here on the Ref, 405-579-3113. Tim Lasher, great Sooner, great company. If you need heating and air work done, well, you need to call Lasher Home Comfort Systems. Great reputation. We've used them at Shea Stadium before. They do great work. 405-579-3113 for Lasher Home Comfort Systems. Home comfort you can trust. Blake is going to keep following the OU softball updates for us as well. And Joe Jordan's going to be coming on, former Oklahoma baseball player, current scout with the Texas Rangers from Blanchard, America. He'll join us at 1 o'clock today. And we'll talk some memories of Enis Seymour, who passed over the weekend at the age of 93. Great Sooner, great man, Enis Seymour. Going to miss him, but what a life he led. If you can pack that kind of life into 93 years, you've lived well. Rest in peace, Enis Seymour. And then we'll have Jesse Crittenden joining us coming up at 1:20, and we'll talk what else, a little Sooner sports. We've got to get an update on Parker jumping in the NASCAR event in Dallas over the weekend, and he also went to Shreveport. Oh, wow. We got to get an update on that as well. We're just getting warmed up. It's Monday right here, Steelman and Thune, on the home of Sooner fans. We're coming right back.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is The Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Hi, this is Jack Kiker with Knippelmeyer Chevrolet, located in Blanchard, America. My grandfather, Larry Knippelmeyer, tells me everybody deserves to save money, so say goodbye to those pushy big-time dealers with all those add-ons like paint protectors, nitrogen tires, and everything else that they could possibly think of. Then come down to Knippelmeyer Chevrolet, just 15 minutes from OKC or Norman. At Knippelmeyer, we will save you money and make sure you get a good buy from a family-owned dealership that has treated customers like family for over 65 years. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO 5 News weather forecast. A little chilly out the door this morning, but this afternoon feeling so good. We're going to see highs this afternoon in the lower 70s with a light south wind about 10 miles an hour. Tonight we're going to look for a few clouds. There's a low chance, a little patchy fog, but not as cold. Low down about 40 degrees. And then for tomorrow, just as warm. Highs in the lower 70s. Enjoy that. A cold front will hit for Wednesday, and that'll drop our highs down to the 50s.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
They say if you don't like the weather in Oklahoma, wait 5 minutes and check it again. Nope, not there yet. Ah, that's more like it. Being comfortable is important, and if it's -5 degrees or 100 degrees, Norman Air has you covered. Our impeccable quality and unbeatable service is what sets us apart from our competitors. It's just part of our mission to keep Oklahoma comfortable. Visit normanair.com for all your heating, air, plumbing, and electrical needs. Norman Air, service to the max.
What's up, Ref Army? It's Dusty Dvorak, and I'm back. I'm excited to be back with the Ref and cannot wait to help bring the home of Sooner fans the best Sooner coverage. Catch me every Tuesday and Wednesday during the 10 a.m. hour of The Plank Show as I cut it up with Plank and Josh about everything in the world of Sooner and college football. That's every Tuesday and Wednesday on The Plank Show, and there's only one place to hear it. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans. Download the KRF app today to listen from anywhere.
At Primrose Funeral Service, we have been compassionately serving families for over 80 years. Do your loved ones a favor by pre-planning your funeral and cemetery arrangements. With pre-planning, Primrose can help eliminate the difficult decisions at a difficult time, because nobody should plan for a loss at the same time they are experiencing one. Our sincere commitment is to make things a little easier for you and your family. So contact Primrose Funeral Service at 405-321-6000 or visit them online at primrosefuneralservice.com.
The all-new Eskridge Honda is here, right in time for the new year. Our new building is awesome, just like these deals. Pay just $259 per month on new 2024 Accords. Come in today to get the best deals all month long. Now conveniently located off I-35 and 89th. Just look for the blue tents on the roof. Online at eskridgehonda.com.
2024 Accord LX, $259 per month, 3-year, 10,000-mile lease, $399 plus TTNL and first month's payment due at signing. Ends 2/28/25.
Welcome back. Happy Monday, everybody. What a great weekend for Sooner fans. They certainly needed it. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. And we're also live on YouTube. If you want to hit us up on YouTube, just search KREF Sports, and you will find us there as well. All right. Gator says Joe Jordan's coming on KREF with Steely. They're excited that Joe Jordan's got a Joe Jordan fan club. Pretty impressive. People are excited. Joe Jordan, who played for Enis Seymour, coached for a while at Oklahoma. I think it was with Stan Meek, if I'm not mistaken. And also has been a scout in the major leagues for a while, currently with the Texas Rangers. The pride of Blanchard will share some Enis Seymour memories coming up at the top of the hour. Can't wait to talk to him. Talked to him briefly off the air. Really a great dude. And those teams back in 85 and 86 that I was able to, do the play-by-play for, I was a young pup. I was a senior in college. First year I did, and then first year here as, my second year as sports director the next year. But Bobby Witt, Jack Armstrong, Steve Peters, Jeff Kay, Rusty McGinnis, Kevin Pearson, Jim Richardson, Joe Jordan, Glenn Sullivan, Tim Cornelius, Shannon Dobson, John Toll, Mike Santiago, Darryl Rogers, Keith and Scott Hamilton. Am I leaving anybody else out? Kevin Atkins. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. But those were great dudes. Great dudes and some great memories. Okay, Parker, tell us about, first of all, Shreveport. How was it? Haven't returned. Promised I would never return after the Independence Bowl. Never going back to Shreveport again. And then I understand you got in a NASCAR event in Dallas as well.
Steely, what was your opinion of Independence Stadium when you were there?
It was a dilapidated piece of junk.
Okay. Now imagine that dilapidated piece of junk after another quarter century, because it sure doesn't seem like it's been touched since the 1999 Independence Bowl between OU and Ole Miss. My goodness, man, it is like the public restroom of stadiums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's like paint peeling off the, I don't even know what you call it, the walls, I guess, that encircle the stadium and separate the playing field from the stands. There's not a whole lot. Like, it's very clear that there's no regular tenant there, because there's nothing that distinguishes it as specifically or especially a football venue. It's just pretty much a concrete and metal ring. You got that one scoreboard on the end. You got a couple of rudimentary locker rooms. You got a pretty nondescript press box up there. And then blue and white seats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Shreveport's a hellhole. Bottom
line.
My
goodness, man.
There are so many high school stadiums in the state of Texas that blow away the Independence Bowl.
Yes, there are.
Right?
I've been to many of them. And, there used to be, because Independence Stadium sits on the fairgrounds, the Louisiana State Fairgrounds. And there used to be a baseball stadium on the other end of the fairgrounds. So there's Independence Stadium. There's Hirsch Coliseum, where Elvis once played. And then there was Fairgrounds Field, which was a minor league baseball stadium for years and years and years. I drove through Shreveport in October, and at that time, Fairgrounds Field had not had a tenant of any kind in like 12 years. And so it had just been sitting abandoned for upwards of a decade. And, of course, I didn't know this when I was driving past. I was like, why is that baseball stadium still standing? It clearly is lost to history. And then I guess in the last 3 months or so, they finally knocked it down. So
Didn't they have a Double-A team or something? Weren't they?
Yeah,
weren't they the Mudbugs?
The Mudbugs. I believe the Mudbugs is a hockey team that plays at Hirsch Coliseum.
Oh, so they're Shreveport. That's a hockey team, the Mudbugs.
Yes.
Okay.
As of right now, there may have been a minor league baseball team in the past named the Mudbugs, but no. So here you go. Yes, I think you have it confused because the Mudbugs were and have been a hockey team. Fairgrounds Field, the baseball stadium, which opened in 1986. It's kind of crazy. That's an accelerated life cycle. That's like the mayfly of stadiums. 38 years is not that long in the grand scheme. It served as host to the Shreveport Captains, the Shreveport Swamp Dragons, and then the Shreveport Bossier Captains.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about this. Blake handed me a note, and I've told this story before. The 99 Independence Bowl was on New Year's Eve, and that night, at midnight, it was supposed to be the Y2K disaster. So I was doing a post-game show with Al Eschbeck, and we were there. And I can remember because our late, great colleague Dan Lutz was back in the studios in Oklahoma City, and we had a prank set up that we were going to turn out all the lights on him at midnight, which we did, and it scared him briefly. Oh, because he said, all right, as soon as it's at midnight, I want you guys to hit all the lights in the building. They had like 4 people around there. So we freaked him out a little bit. But I can also remember that Al talking about what a dump it was, and we were both talking about how horrible it was. And I can still remember they brought in Bob Stoops' press conference. Remember, Oklahoma had taken the lead on a Josh Heupel to Quentin Griffin touchdown pass. Then Deuce McAllister ran the kick back like 50 yards, and, that sets up the game-winning field goal for Ole Miss. But remember, Oklahoma was coming off the horrible Blake Schnellenberger years. So some people were like, well, at least they're back in the right direction. Bob Stoops did a nice job. But I can remember the post game, they had Bob Stoops set up. And if I remember right, it was like like one of those giant canopies, not like for a real small group, but a medium-sized group, for a tailgate where they have you pull it out and it looks like the top of the tent. So I can remember Bob walk in, visor and everything. Maybe it was a hat. I can't remember that. But I remember somebody said, well, Bob, you got to feel pretty good. You even though this one hurts, I'm sure, you were able to win 7 games with this team. Hey, I remember Bob looking like, hey, we didn't come here to win 7 games. just as Bob Stoops would say, just so, hey, we didn't come here to win 7 games. It was so Bob. And then I just remember that we put a little scare in Dan Lutz at midnight. But believe it or not, the world didn't stop turning at midnight. So 2-star Jay in Tulsa says, Steely, don't forget Chris Bergen. Yes. Oh, and another, Sean Grubb was on one of those teams as well. Norman High School star. So I was trying to think of all those players. Great guys, though, because I was a young pup calling the games. I went on the bus with those guys for except like one trip. So I was playing bull and the card games with them and everything else, and then going to call the games. But it was a great time, and Coach Seymour could not have been nicer. We'll talk more about that coming up when we have Joe Jordan on with us at 1 o'clock today. All right, so tell me about did you get to see Peyton Houston?
I did get to see quite a bit of Peyton Houston.
And?
He's the real deal, man. That's a kid that you would love to have at the University of Oklahoma. And moreover, you'd love to have him for 2 reasons. You'd doubly love to have him because, A, it'd be great to have him in an Oklahoma uniform, and B, it'd be great to keep him away from
Texas,
the T-Sips.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I'm sure you'd actually love that, right?
Peyton Houston.
You're in a no-lose situation.
Longhorn
He's
Steely.
probably going to go to OU, A&M, or Texas.
I've secretly been calling Sark, telling him what you report, So, yeah, I've got my Longhorn hotline. But this is a kid who threw for 800 yards in a game last year. He's big time. And the Sooners are very much in the Peyton Houston sweepstakes. How would you rate him at this stage? You've seen a lot of these. You saw Jackson Arnold. You saw Caleb Williams. You've seen Jaden O'Neal. At this stage right now, how do you rate Peyton Houston versus those other prospects at the same stage?
Caleb Williams is the best that I've ever seen. Caleb Williams, nobody touches him for my money, at least among guys that I've scouted in person throughout their high school careers. Peyton Houston is neck and neck with Dylan Raiola for number 2.
Okay.
Behind Caleb Williams. Peyton Houston is so far ahead of the developmental curve.
How tall is he?
He's about 6 feet tall.
Okay.
That is the type of guy that's going to be able to show up to any campus in America and have a shot to start as a true freshman. And a good shot.
There you go. All right, so tell me, I saw your tweets that you were not very happy driving in the Dallas area, I guess, yesterday.
Yes,
I've told
Steely,
you
people are psychos.
I've told you that once you get on the highway, in any of the major highways in Dallas, Fort Worth, I hear, is even getting worse. It's always been better than Dallas. But you basically, once you get on the highway, take the ramp, you're on the highway, you're in a NASCAR event. Right there. You might as well
here's
have
the thing.
a pit crew and everything because you are in a NASCAR race.
It's not that people drive fast, although there are plenty of people that do drive fast. It's that people drive like idiots, which is not exclusive to the phenomenon of driving fast. You can drive fast and not drive like an idiot, but there are plenty of people who drive like idiots in several different ways. In the time I spent passing through Dallas-Fort Worth last night, and I came up through the east side, so I went through like Mesquite and Louisville and, up through Denton. But in the time that I spent passing through Dallas, I had somebody run a red light to turn left into oncoming traffic in front of me.
Okay. Yeah.
I had the 2 soccer moms drag racing in their SUVs doing probably 100 plus on the highway. I had somebody, I was turning onto a frontage road. I had somebody on this frontage road miss their on-ramp, stop the car in the middle of the frontage road, put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse, Terry! Put it in reverse!
Back up to the on-ramp and get on. Just in the middle of traffic. Just putting it in reverse on a frontage road.
I could not live there. There is no way in hell that I would live there. Or any big city. Houston? Nope. L.A.? Nope.
Houston's worse, man.
None of them.
Houston's even worse.
God created Norman, by God, Oklahoma for a reason. Great football and manageable traffic, even though the traffic in Norman is getting worse. Because the city managers over the years, I don't think they managed very well.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's like, okay,
Are you going to get involved in local politics, Steely?
Heck, no, but I'm saying, first of all, someone came up with the idea of Highway 9, the song that AC/DC sings about, of course. Although it looks like they're widening it, right? But some of the areas in Norman, like, well, we don't know if we're going to grow or not. Probably won't grow that much, right? Wrong. Norman traffic can be bad, too.
Please just get the Riverwind exit figured out. Please just get that construction done. It makes life so difficult for me on occasion. If I am at all, if I am held up 20 minutes getting out of here to go home after the show on any given weekday, I'm going to be sitting in traffic for half an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're going back to Blanchard. Well,
if I leave right when I get off the air at 3, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Generally, I'm only subject to about 5 minutes of traffic at that point. If I am any later than 3, oh boy. Not getting home anytime soon.
You better be packed and ready to go like you're in the starting blocks, for the 100 meters.
That's basically how it goes these days.
I hear you. They should put Riverwind in charge of it. Riverwind would have it done by now.
Probably so.
No doubt about it, in my mind. No doubt. All right, 405-651-3439. That is 405-651-3439. Okay, what do we have? Someone's talking about the Independence Bowl?
We were at that Independence Bowl, says the listener in the 405. After the game, the neighbors started shooting guns. Our car that we were standing around ended up with a bullet hole in the hood. Scared the you-know-what out of us.
Neighbors? A nearby neighborhood or what? How do you read that? Like, just in the area, people started shooting guns?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Colonel Sanders asks, Steely, do you remember the rendition of the national anthem at the Y2K Independence Bowl?
I do not remember that. You'll have to fill me in. I wonder who was there. Who would have been there to sing the national anthem at the 99 Independence Bowl? It's got to be some country bumpkin, right? Like Ronnie Millsap or something, or I don't know. Got to fill us in, Colonel. No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders. Mama's right. Who was it? Blake? Okay, write it down, Blake.
He was absolutely brutal, says Colonel Sanders. He did his best to make Roseanne Barr look good.
Really, Blake is doing the research. He's passing me the note here in a second. And my guess was Ronnie Millsap. It was Trini Triggs, Trini.
I've never heard of that person.
Me either. Trini Triggs. Trini Tiggs? Triggs. I don't know. So, anyway. So, there you go. All right, we're going to take a break. 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. That is 405-651-3439. We'll hear from Skip Johnson on the Sooners' big win in the Round Rock Classic. Round Rock Classic champions. What a performance by Oklahoma, taking down 2 top 10 teams along the way. 7th-ranked Oregon State on Saturday, and 2nd-ranked Virginia yesterday in extra innings. Great weekend for OU baseball, 6-0, heading into games with Texas Southern coming up at Mitchell Park Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, break time. Steelman and Thune right here on the home of Sooner fans. We shall return right here on the Ref.
Through the dead of winter, to the dawn of spring, through the dog days of summer, and the kickoff of fall, no one covers Sooner football like we do. The Ref is SEC ready. Are you? The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and is once again your home for chaos. Every game-changing hit.
Long fly ball to left. Track. Whoa. Gone.
Every strikeout.
Got him. Swinging.
Every defensive gem.
He caught it. He caught it.
Every game, all year, the Ref has you covered.
Catch Sooner baseball against the Texas Southern Tigers this Tuesday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. with pregame at 3:30 right here on the Ref and the K-Ref app.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
I'm Randy Gardner, President and CEO for Rose Rock Habitat for Humanity. I'm super excited about our Common Grounds Coffee Festival this year. The Cleveland County Fairgrounds are under construction, so we are doing things different this year. We are taking the Coffee Festival on tour for the month of February. This year, we are offering a passport for you to visit our vendors at their places of business. In return, take advantage of special offers, prizes, and much more. Stop by the Habitat Restore, 1100 West Main Street in Norman to purchase your passport for only $10. Visit roserockhabitat.org/coffee to learn more.
Looking for the ultimate way to bring fun to your home this season? Galaxy Home Recreation has you covered. From top-of-the-line pool tables, hot tubs with the best hydrotherapy in the business, to exciting home theater seating. Visit our showroom today and let our experts create the perfect setup for family fun or entertaining friends. Located outside of the Sooner Mall in Norman on the north side of the building. Mention this radio ad and receive your exclusive offer. Galaxy Home Recreation, family owned and operated in Oklahoma since 1975.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Every day, we rise, challenging ourselves to work for what we believe in. At U.S. Border Patrol, protecting our borders is more than a job, it's a calling. Agents answer the call, working together to keep our country and communities safe. If you're ready for a new mission, join U.S. Border Patrol and go beyond. Learn more at cbp.gov/careers/Border Patrol.
5 Iron Golf is now open in Yukon, Oklahoma. Escape the Oklahoma weather and play world-famous courses like Pebble Beach on state-of-the-art TrackMan simulators. Perfect your swing with expert coaching or just kick back with delicious food, craft cocktails, and a lively sports bar vibe. Planning a party, corporate outing, or fun night out? 5 Iron Golf has you covered. Visit 5 Iron Golf to book now and experience the future of indoor golf and entertainment in Yukon.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Riverwind Casino, ladies and gentlemen. Today would be a great day to get out there and play with your wild card, because you're going to get extra entries for the final round of the 80K Cupid's Quest promotional drawings coming up this Friday night, the final round of this great promotion. But, you know, they're going to have some great promotions, as they always do each and every month. March is right around the corner, but get out and play with your wild card today. And tomorrow, get the necessary points. You don't have to get a ton. Just get some points in your wild card, and you will earn 5 times entries for the drawings on Friday night. Have a better chance of hearing your name called to win your share of 80K in cash and bonus play. They had some great crowds Friday and Saturday night for Aaron Lewis and the Stayliners on Friday, Ryan Bingham and the Texas Gentleman on Saturday. If you don't follow Riverwind on Insta, please do, because they get some great concert footage, and it's really well done. It's awesome. They're really, really doing great on Instagram, and, you know, all the concert footage they have is tremendous. This Friday night, by the way, Gladys Knight, midnight train to Georgia. I mean, big-time stuff. Grammy Award-winning Hall of Famer. Coming up this Friday night in March, we have 38 Special, Bonnie Raitt in Chicago. In April, the band America wore out that 8-track, America's Greatest Hits Growing Up. Boys to Men also coming later in April. Patti LaBelle, the Randy Rogers Band, and Scotty McCreery in May. Get online at riverwind.com and check out the full concert lineup and get your tickets online, or you can get them at the casino box office. All right, let's hear from Skip Johnson on the Sooners' big win over the weekend, as they got it done in the Round Rock Classic. They beat Minnesota Friday night, beat number 7 Oregon State Saturday 8-4, and they made the plays. Chaos ruled on Sunday as they took down number 2 Virginia 5-4 in 12 innings on Sunday. This was what Skip told Josh Helmer afterwards. Yeah, I would say he was pretty pumped up getting the win.
I just think, you know, they're competing. They've competed really well. I thought Cam went out there and gave us everything he had in certain situations, and then the bullpen picked him up, and we got some big timely hits when we needed to. And you know, nobody ever wins a game. It's an amazing deal. There's got to be a winner and a loser, but I mean, it was just about the details of the game. I mean, it was really playing good catch, and that's what it ended up being. It's kind of a crazy deal. You know, just being detailed in the fundamentals of the game.
Coach, just the one more question for you, and congratulations. What does this weekend, it's early in the season, but what does it do for you guys?
Well, playing in close games is always good, you know. I mean, that's a big deal. And playing against quality competition is even better. Hopefully iron sharpens iron, and you continue to learn from the wins and the losses as you go through it.
There you go, Skip Johnson on the refs. Sooner baseball again now 6-0. They take that winning streak into 2 games, Tuesday and Wednesday against Texas Southern, both 4 o'clock starts at Mitchell Park this weekend. They will host Cal State Northridge Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Softball update, still 4-4, Blake? Yep. Bottom of the 5th? Top of the 6th. All right, so once again, Sooner softball having to work for one today against Bowling Green. Speaking of Bowling Green.
Oh, boy, here we go.
I need to tell this story, all right? So anyway, here's what happened, all right? So Shay and I, we don't venture out much. We're homebodies. You guys, you know that if you've been listening, that Shay got MS, and it's harder for her to get around. And, again, I'm not asking you to play the violin or anything. I'm just pointing out that we stay at home quite a bit, order in quite a bit, make her own meals. Shay can get around and walk. Most of you, if you saw her out, you wouldn't even know she has MS. But, like, walking around for 5 or 10 minutes, if you have MS, can exhaust you. So we take, we usually hit our Friday night establishment and go straight home. Seniors dining hours, of course. And then we like to hit Ray's or maybe another place on Saturday. So we decide we're going to the Norman location. We usually go to the Moore location, but we go to the original on Lindsay Street. So we go into Ray's Barbecue, my favorite barbecue. Daryl's such a great dude, too. So we're in there, and there's this family from Bowling Green. They're dressed in Falcons gear, and clearly they're here for softball. They're playing the Sooners right now. And I would say, I don't know, there are 5 or 6 tables in there. So we strike up a conversation because they're at the table next to us. Hey, you guys in Bowling Green, we're talking about when, they played Omar Jacobs' team. I think that was the
2004.
That was AD's first touchdown, I believe, in that game, right? But we were sitting there talking about, and they've got their son with him, and he looks like he's maybe 19 years old or something, who is the younger brother of this player for Bowling Green. And he's extremely loud. Nice enough guy, but I think he was trolling us because at one point we were talking football, and he said, "How do you guys really feel about Lincoln Riley?" And that was about as loud as it was. Now, Ray's in Norman, it's not a huge place. You've been there. And the 5 or 6 tables pretty much dropped what they were eating. And there was some booze. There was another table, thumbs down. It literally stopped people from eating in Ray's when this guy asked that question.
Oh, he knew exactly what he was doing.
You know what he did as he was walking out the door? Because I thought, he's just asking questions. I was not aware that he was completely trolling us. I thought he was asking a legitimate question, just asking it too loudly. But on his way out, 3 words, a 3-word phrase, as this young whippersnapper, clearly who's been influenced by trolls on social media and all the attention-seeking clowns out there with no life, as he was walking out the door, turned and yelled something back at the restaurant. 3 words. One of them is shortened with an apostrophe before it. The middle one.
Wait, before it. Shortened with an apostrophe.
The middle word.
Okay, I don't know. Wait. Hook 'em horns. He said hook 'em horns.
Yes. And I thought there were a couple tables that were going to get out and chase him out to the parking lot. But he made it somehow. But, yeah, as he was walking out, picked up some toothpicks and everything. By the way, hook 'em horns, and raised the hook 'em horns sign in the air.
Why? Did he give any indication that he was actually a Texas fan, or was he doing it just for the reaction?
He was from Bowling Green. He had the Bowling Green paraphernalia on.
Somebody on the text line said, "Dude from Bowling Green just cooked Steely."
Don't say cooked, please. Don't do that. Don't be like the 90% of humans out there who follow all the trends. I know you're just trolling. But yeah.
Lost City Sooner said, "Steely, it was your civic duty to teach that young man some manners."
Well, he was long gone. Look, my 40 time's not very – I couldn't have caught him at the car. Plus, he's younger than me. Probably would have opened up a can of whoop ass. He looked like he had a workman's uniform on, kind of like that what do they call it? The Carhartt stuff? Is that what it is?
What are you talking about? The Carhartt stuff?
Well, like working man stuff. Like he worked with his hands and stuff. Like he probably would have put me in a headlock and choked me out or something.
Probably so.
But plus he was already out the door as he said it. And they were in a car and gone. It was a quick getaway. So Yeah.
Were there any phones? Was he like recording for social media?
Probably. I told you there are too many of these attention-seeking clowns out there doing this stuff because they don't have a life. They don't have a family. They probably don't even have dates. So that's why they're cooking people on social media, taking pictures of themselves. You people are the worst. You are bringing down our society. You are the reason we are dumber than ever. You people are so self-absorbed. Nobody gives a rat's ass what you're eating, all right? Nobody gives a rat's ass at all.
I need to take a picture. I got a good steak and some mashed potatoes here. Somebody wants to see this, honey. What do you think? How's this picture look? You think people will like it?
Yeah, it's a picture of a freaking piece of meat and mashed potatoes. Nobody gives a rat's ass. But you think they do. And unfortunately,
here we go.
There are enough losers out there on this planet right now on social media. Well, I better like this so he'll like my stuff. Nobody cares. They really don't care.
Man, you won't let this beef with Travis go, huh?
Travis?
Yeah.
How did this get to Travis? Don't start. There's no Travis beef. He does tweet a little too much.
He
but
posts
there's no...
food pics.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he a chef or something? Didn't
He was
he's
a
grill
chef,
boy.
yes.
Well, I mean, he's got a pass to do that, I guess, if you're making gourmet food. But if you're just going to, like, Outback Steakhouse, hey, take a look at my steak, nobody cares. And you need attention, okay? That's sad. I can't imagine going somewhere and going, you know what I need to do is take a picture of my food. I need to get some likes and retweets on this. You people, there's a world out there. You could actually read a book, watch a movie, go somewhere, start a family. That can be kind of fun in the process. So, but instead, you're so self-absorbed that you stay on that crap all the time, and you are destroying the very fiber of this country and this world right now. And it's your fault that we're stupid, and we're getting dumber all the time.
KW918 says, here he goes. Let the old man cook. You're cooking, Steely. You're the one doing the cooking now.
Man, it just drives me insane. But
a 405 listener says, good thing Uncle wasn't there with Hook'em Horns guy.
Uncle would have caught him.
He would have slashed his tires,
Uncle
probably.
would have caught him. Plank just jinxed OU softball? How did he do that? Well, okay, Blake's going to give me an update. Write down the score for me.
A 918 listener says, you are absolutely right, Steelman. Patrick says, I'm going to tune in at this time every day just for this. However, a 580 listener is not necessarily on the same page. This listener says, Steely, shut up with incessant whining. It's every dang day. Ignore them.
I'm trying, 580. I'm trying. Give me a little relief. I'm trying, but it's just so sad. It's
a 405 listener says, immediately following Steely on social media. And by the way, the update you're seeking...
You won't get a whole lot. I'm telling you.
The update you're seeking is that Bowling Green has taken a 5-4 lead on OU in the 6th inning.
There you go. 2 outs, bases loaded.
If OU loses in softball to Bowling Green...
You see...
Are they cooked?
We have a lot of positivity. Cope more. Cope more. Cry more.
It's cry more, cope harder.
Cope harder, okay.
Yes.
Cope harder, okay. You know, and you're engaging with these people in these bot farms. You have no idea. None. It's 5-4 now. We are heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Just when we thought they were out, they might pull us back in.
9-1-2 coming up for OU. Abby Dayton, Ilana Abayani, and Ella Parker.
Ooh, Ella Parker. She's only hitting like, 800 or something? I think it's
605.
605. Pretty good.
That'll play.
Okay. By the way, Joe Jordan's going to be coming up at 1 o'clock. Former Oklahoma Sooner, Texas Rangers scout, been a big league scout for a while. The pride of Blanchard, America, and catcher at the University of Oklahoma, played for Enis, Seymour. We'll talk about some Enis Seymour memories as the Sooners' legendary baseball coach passed away over the weekend at the age of 93. What a great coach, what a great man, what a great legacy. We'll talk about it when we get back. Mike Steely and Parker Thune, Steelman and Thune at noon here in the home of Sooner fans. Blake Gamble running the YouTube for us. Ladies and gentlemen, Cheryl said on YouTube, I agree 100%. Nobody cares about your food picks. Just eat. Cheryl, you are an MVP. We'll be right back.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
Ready for some pickleball fun? Join us at the Y-Fac for pickleball every Tuesday from 8 to 11 a.m. and Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Grab your friends and hit the courts for a lively morning or evening game. If water fitness is your pleasure, Aqua Zuma classes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. Go online at yfac.com to learn more about day passes and memberships. Schumacher Law Group, when experience matters. Tracy Schumacher is a former prosecutor and former district judge. Whether it's a probate challenge, criminal charges, or contentious divorce proceedings, experience matters. The attorneys at Schumacher Law Group provide compassionate, knowledgeable advice, all while fighting for your best interests. Find Schumacher Law Group online at lawgroupok.com or call 405-701-1882. Hometown lawyers ready to fight for you when experience matters.
Get ready to unleash your inner fury at the Norman Sports Commission's Fun Run. Join us on Saturday, March 1st with a race right through Norman. You can pick your distance too, a half marathon, 5K, or a 1-mile fun run, each with an unforgettable run through the iconic OU football stadium. You can sign up for the Fury Run at thefuryrun.com. That's thefuryrun.com and be part of the action.
Are you, your family, or company looking for a locally owned and trusted management group? Carlsbad Management Group is an owner, developer, and manager of high-quality apartment communities in Oklahoma. They are a locally owned and operated management company for apartments and self-storage units. They are committed to providing exceptional apartment homes, customer service, and increasing the value of multi-family communities under our management. If you would like a free management quote today, call Carlsbad Management at 405-701-1411 and be part of the Carlsbad family.
Need a truck that works as hard as you do? At Dorsey Jones Buick GMC in El Reno, we've got the power, performance, and reliability you can count on. Take up to $10,750 off the MSRP on select 2025 GMC Sierra Crew Cab 4x4 SLTs. That's huge savings. Drive the best, just 15 minutes west. Dorsey Jones Buick GMC, I-40 and Highway 81, exit 125 in El Reno, or dorsey-jonesbuickgmc.com. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details.
Fall in love with OKC's favorite casino.
Because at Riverwind, we've got it all. Grab a bite at one of our many restaurants.
Or sip and spin at our high stakes area.
And the Showplace Theater at Riverwind is the hottest spot for live music.
Shoot your shot at our $80,000 Cupid's Quest giveaway.
For the best gaming and unforgettable entertainment,
it's gotta be Riverwind.
Did the recent storms damage your home and roof? Call All-American Roofing today. All-American Roofing has been repairing and replacing roofs for over 40 years and is a second-generation locally owned roofing company. They are also a Google-guaranteed contractor and offer free inspections. Our roofers are GAF Master Elite contractors with a BBB A+ rating. Call All-American Roofing today at 405-787-0400. All-American Roofing, the best roofing company in Oklahoma. 405-787-0400.
For 3 generations, the John M. Ireland & Son Funeral Home and Chapel in Morris continued to serve the community by giving back to local schools, charitable organizations, and first responders.
We provide pre-planning for funerals and cremation services at the most reasonable prices.
We are proud to be a family-owned and operated funeral home.
Award-winning funeral home year after year, our family believes in serving the people of our community.
I'm John Ireland.
And I'm Solon Daniels.
You've got our word on it.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports
All right, we are back. Hour number 2 here on Steelman and Thune here on a Monday. Sooner softball. We're all tied. 6 apiece, right? 4 apiece.
Wait, no, 5-4. Bowling Green's up.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
OU needs a little rally, Steely. Put the rally cap on.
Runners at the corners, nobody out, and Ella Parker coming to the plate.
Put the rally cap on. Turn that Big 8 conference cap inside out.
You don't want to see my 5 head. You don't want to see that. That's like staring directly into the sun. That would be good. Not be good. All right, Hightower Clinical brings us hour number 2 here on Steelman and Thune. Clinical trial opportunities in the state of Oklahoma, in the metro area, various locations. No cost, no insurance needed to take part. Meds provided for free, and patients compensated for their time as well. Heck of a deal. Located all around the metro area in Oklahoma City, coming soon to the Ardmore area, hightowerclinical.com. For more information, visit the website, hightowerclinical.com, or call or text 405-831-5905. Okay, Joe Jordan, former Oklahoma Sooner who played under Enis Seymour, briefly coached at OU, now a Major League scout, now with the Texas Rangers, the pride of Blanchard, joining us on the Riverwind Casino hotline. Joe, you and I talked for a few minutes earlier. Reaction when we saw, for me, I know when I saw Coach Seymour had passed, you figure the man got 93 great years in, impacted so many lives. Is it sad? Absolutely it is. But when you live for 93 years and you have that kind of impact, and you know how much he enjoyed being out on that ranch later in his life. I mean, he just loved it. What a life for Enis Seymour, and what a legacy, right?
No doubt. Yeah, I mean, I think for the last, it's been 40 years since I played at OU, so that's crazy. But, I've been real fortunate to stay in contact with Coach Seymour, had a really strong friendship with him, and you hit it on the head. I mean, he loved where he lived. He loved his place. And, listen, it's going to be real interesting over the next few days. The conversations that I've had already, he impacted so many of us. I mean, I'm a shining example of that, for a lack of a better way to put it, I guess. But he was a difference maker, I mean, I'm fortunate my path crossed his back in '85, and we've had the friendship we've had.
Yeah, and he was kind of like a John Wayne figure. He definitely was a country guy. Haskell, Oklahoma, goes to Bacone Junior College, wins a Junior College National Championship, 5 College World Series, appearances in Omaha. I can still remember playing at Haskell Park, which is right there next to the football stadium before they moved out to Eldale Mitchell. But what kind of man let's talk about the coach and the kind of man he was, because obviously the record is great, winning as coach in OU history, but just what a great, kind man I thought he was. He could be tough, I know, but he was also just a really great guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of his true trademarks, if you talk to former players, if you talk to former staff members, he took the time to get to know the player, know what their family was about, and he stayed with them. I mean, Coach Seymour went into a house and recruited a player. He made a 4-year commitment in his mind. And even if the player didn't quite pan out to the level that, we all saw or he saw, he was committed. And that's just, that's not what really goes on in the world today, But that was the type of commitment and loyalty, and it never wavered. I mean, even the last few weeks, months that I've spent with him, he would if he got a phone call from a former player, his whole day changed. He was having a hard time. He was having his struggles. But when he heard from one of us or just someone that, he had an impact on their life, I'm telling you, he had a good day. It changed him. It changed that day. And so I think that's who he was. He just cared about his players, and he never lost that. Till the day he died, he never lost that.
Coach Seymour, when I came back from working in Wichita Falls, there was a day a coach was done, I think, in '89 at OU, and Stan Meek took over, if I remember correctly. But
Correct.
I went out to the Cleveland County Y later down the road, and I got done with my workout, and I'm walking out to my car, and I see Coach Seymour out there, like, waiting on a bench. And I'm like, Coach, what are you doing? He goes, hey, Mike. We struck up a conversation. I said, what are you doing? You need a ride? Well, I just heard that my ride's going to be a little bit late. I'm going to have to wait out here for like 30, 45 minutes. And I said, Coach, just get back with him. I'll take you home. He goes, oh, you don't have to do that. No, I said, I insist. We haven't talked in forever. I'll give you a ride home. So he gets into, I don't know who was picking him up, but so sure enough, he jumps in my vehicle. I didn't know we were going to the boonies at that time, because I had no idea about his ranch. So we go all the way, where was it? Way out there in Noble. And we end up out there, and he says, I'm going to give you my number, and I won't give you the real number, but it was blank, 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 Enis. Just write that. Remember that. And said, you're coming out here, and, I want you out here in the next week. So we go out there, and he gets me on a horse. Now, I'm a city slicker. I'll admit it. I'm not real country, but he got me on a horse. He was so proud of that place later in life when I eventually got out there. And just a great dude. And you could see the smile. Man, he just loved that place. And I'm sure you went out there many times, Joe.
No, I mean, listen, he's told the story about how he came across that place, and he did love it. My daughter learned to ride a horse at his place east of Norman. She thought Coach Seymour and Barron, the horse that she had to ride every time she went out there, were the end of everything, That's true. I mean, I guarantee it. It's so yeah. I mean, he and you know what? When during retirement, I mean, he was active. He got in his truck and he drove to Idaho and went back and went to alumni, a place where I think it was Butte, Idaho, where he coached high school, and he was just such a genuine guy. He never lost track of where he came from. He never forgot about the people that, impacted him, I'm sure, And so, yeah, I mean, he's a genuine dude. And John Wayne is correct. That's the way we all looked at Coach the whole time that I knew him. I mean, he was larger than life.
Here's the kind of man he was, too. So it's my senior year at OU. They hired me as sports director. I don't know why. But I worked my butt off for 2 years, basically for no pay, and I just kept moving up, and somebody left, and all of a sudden I'm running the show. And then they asked me, you want to do OU baseball? So I said, sure. I'd never done baseball before. So, started practicing up. But the first game, my first broadcast, I go in, my Marantz recorder over my shoulder, mic plugged in, ready to do my first interview with Coach Seymour. Now, I'd met and talked to him, but we hadn't done an official interview. And I'm thinking, this is a real deal right here, kid. Here we go. And so we sit down in the dugout. I think he was on the steps, and I was on the bench part of the dugout. But anyway, so I'm holding the mic up, 3, 2, 1, get ready. And all of a sudden I can see my hands starting to shake, and I butchered like the first two questions, like, I mean, it was really bad. And I'm thinking, dude, you're going to get fired already. Coach Seymour just looks at me, and he kind of gives me, let's cut this. And then he puts his arm around me, and he goes, you can do this. Let's start over. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever, because I'm thinking, first of all, there's no way I can ask him to start this over, because we're already 2 minutes into the interview, and I'm terrified to say, can we start this over? But he stops it, puts his arm around me, because he could tell I was nervous. And from that point on, the next conversation was great. Everything went great. We had our pregame show. But that's the kind of guy he was. A lot of coaches may not have time. I don't have time to stop this and start over. Coach Seymour could tell, this is a kid doing this for the first time. I need to give him some help and give him some confidence. And that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
it's just amazing that how many lives he impacted. Old teammates, man, you guys, I tell you, I would go on the bus trips with you guys. I think I took one trip where I drove with our color guy for the weekend to Ames, Iowa. I can remember that game because the Iowans were out there, in like 48 degrees with their shirts off. But in that little bandbox they played in. But you guys, you could just tell the kind of young men that he recruited because you guys are all great to me. Nobody big time me. I felt like I was kind of part of the team playing bull and stuff on the bus. Tell me about your teammates and how you still stay in touch with them because those are some great, great dudes.
No, really. I mean, it's a real blessing, to be honest with you. I've got a, text chain of about 20 former teammates, and, it's nonstop. I mean, sometimes I get so busy out here on the road that I have to kind of mute the conversation, but we've got a game day place in Norman, Oklahoma. John Toll, our second baseman at 85.
I remember,
Yep. Bought a place. We've got a huge, nice game day place behind it, and we have guys coming in usually 3 or 4 times a year, either for baseball in the spring, obviously football in the fall, but it's just you hit it right on the head. He recruited people with character and good teammates, and there's a reason guys stay in touch. And I know there's another thread from Stan Meek's area. His group, they stay in contact. I mean, I've talked to Donnie Graham here lately the last few days and that group. And so it's reflective of the guy we played for. And, he came from Red Hill, Oklahoma. I mean, that's who he was. That's who he is. And, we're all a reflection of the guy we played for.
I remember on road trips, where Enis liked to hold court. He loved breakfast, man. He loved breakfast. He was always and he was holding court, telling stories. It was always a great time. But, yeah, that was a special time, those mid-'80s teams. And, ladies and gentlemen, we also have a Blanchard legend. I'm told our mutual friend Jerry says he's the greatest athlete in Blanchard history. Now, are you ready to stake claim to that and agree?
Jerry's been known to embellish a little bit, get a little excited. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
No, well, it was your path, again, from Seminole to OU, catcher back in the day, and been involved with baseball. Now, tell us, a lot of people already know, but you've been a scout for a long time. You're working with the Rangers, instrumental in what they've done. And I know a lot of people want me to ask you, how do you think the Rangers' fortunes last year was injuries and some other issues? But tell us about your path since playing for Enis at Oklahoma, and tell us your thoughts on the Rangers this coming season.
Well, I'll say this. I played for a coach for 1 year in '85, came back and coached for him on his staff, the years in the late 80s, 88, 89, and I fell in love with baseball when I started coaching for Coach Seymour. I came from Blanchard, 3-sport guy, and, you just did it, what was in season. But I fell in love with baseball when I became a member of his staff. And I'll never forget that because it was different. And working with players and just that excitement you get when you see them getting better. But he planted that seed a long time ago. And so, I got into professional baseball in '97, and Jim Fleming, who was on our staff there in the late '80s, was with the Expos. He got me. He took me out of corporate America and put me back in baseball. And that's been 29 years ago. I'm in my 29th year, and I've done a lot of things, and I've been very, very fortunate. And listen, Coach Seymour, he's the one that planted the seed. He's the one where I found that. That fire and desire to be a part of the game. As far as the Rangers go, yeah, listen, 23 was a special year, obviously, anytime you win a world championship. And it's just fun to be a part of it in whatever part of the team that you're involved in. last year, I don't know if it was World Series hangover or it just didn't happen. There were some injuries, but injuries are part of it. I really believe this year, I just got through watching DeGrom throw a bullpen. He's 100% healthy, ready to go.
There you go. That's good news.
Yeah, and so you've got a guy to truly sit on top of your rotation and help you slot everyone behind him where they need to go. There's an excitement in camp, and guys just have to get in shape and get ready. And but I expect it to be a really good year. I mean, I think our division is winnable. We just got to go do what we're capable of doing, like the other 29 clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Joe, it's great to hear your voice. Happy for all your success post your Sooner baseball career, and you got a lot of people saying, "When's Joe coming on our text line?" So you've clearly got a fan club out there. But you guys, those were some special years in my life. I know because you guys treated me great, and I was a young kid, doing your games, and when some of the players found out that my wife, got diagnosed with MS, and they reached out to me, and I thought, this came out of nowhere. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people that we're talking about, and the man responsible for that, was just a great, great dude that everybody loved, Enis Seymour, but packed 93 incredible years into his time.
Yeah, no question. No question. Can I say one last thing?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I just want to say this. It wasn't only his players, it wasn't only his former coaches that this guy impacted. He kind of searched out good people, and good people found him. The statement that Skip put out yesterday, about Coach Seymour, for me was such a great example of, people that were outside of his world at the University of Oklahoma and what they think of him. Obviously, Skip's our baseball coach now, but their history goes way back as it does with all of us. But I thought what he said was so special and so spot on. And I let him know how I felt about what he had to say. And, Coach Seymour was really, really happy and supportive of Skip being our baseball coach, like we all are. And, but I just, when I read that last night, I had to shoot him a text. Obviously, they had a great weekend, but I think, someone like Skip Johnson, he would have fit right in with us back in the day because he's the same type of person.
Yeah, even though he has the Texas background, he's very much like Enis, outdoors, all of that stuff. Just Skip's been awesome at OU, and what a great start they're off to. But listen, Joe, great to hear your voice, and it's just good to reconnect with you. And a lot of people were excited to hear you on today. So thanks for coming on with us, sharing some memories.
You bet. Thank you, Mike.
Joe Jordan, the pride of Blanchard, scouting with the Rangers, and really a heck of a player. Great dude. So many of those guys are just fantastic humans. And Coach Seymour was the leader of them all, and he played a big role in that. But rest in peace, Coach Seymour. What a legend. All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk a little more Sooner Sports. Hit the text line, hit YouTube, and we've got Jesse Crittenden coming up next right here on the Home of Sooner Fans.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet in Blanchard, USA.
Oklahoma baseball single game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
Tired of your current living situation? Now is the best time to make a move. Interest rates are dropping and Home Creations is offering the best financing around with rates as low as 3.625%. This will save you hundreds per month on your brand new Home Creations home. Live like a champion today by calling Holly at 405-364-9999 for full details.
364-9999, it's Home Creations.
APR 6.508%.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture.
For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Hi everybody, Toby Rowland here. And are you and your family looking for a place to golf in 2025? The Trails Golf Club in Norman is perfect for you. The Trails give you the opportunity for you and your family to spend quality time together by playing golf, enjoying the pool in the summertime, along with many family fun-filled activities around holidays. Plus, one of the best restaurants in town. Now is the perfect time to join the Trails. Contact Zane Alexander today at 405-360-3790 or visit trailsgolf.com.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Thanks to generous community support, Wounded Warrior Project has helped post 9/11 veterans and their families since 2003. Through no-cost physical and mental health services, legislative advocacy, career assistance, and life skill training, we're there every step of the journey.
It's possible to feel understood.
To get support when it's needed most.
And now I know anything is possible.
And we're just getting started. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Why did I wait so long to see a retina specialist?
Retinal disease can steal your eyesight, but it doesn't have to. Patients who seek care from a retina specialist have the best chance of preventing vision loss due to age-related macular degeneration or diabetic retinopathy. AMD symptoms to look out for are distortion or warping of straight lines, as well as blurred or loss of central vision. Patients with diabetic retinopathy should seek treatment if they notice the appearance of spots or floaters or blurred and distorted vision. Visit seeforalifetime.org.
We're back. Steelman and Thune here on the home of Sooner Fans on this Monday. Thanks to Joe Jordan for coming on with us. Yeah, Coach Seymour, just a great guy. I'm glad he got 93 years, though, right? Jesse Crittenden is on the line. I believe he's out. Is he out at Loves Field, too?
I don't know. We should ask him.
We should find out.
I would assume he is actively tied up with OU softball, so we're going to prompt him to multitask.
Yes.
No doubt about that.
On the Riverwind Casino hotline, Jesse, Sooner softball going into extras now, top of the 8-5-5 with Bowling Green. What's happening?
Bueller.
Hello.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yes, Jesse.
There he is. Okay.
There you go. All right. So what's going on with Sooner softball? Bowling Green's 2-6? What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody could have expected what's happening right now. Not only because it's Oklahoma had been playing so well, they played well the last couple of games, but this is a Bowling Green team that struggled. But you look at how Oklahoma's played today. They give up 3 in the first inning with Audrey Lowry in the circle. She's been pretty good this year, but obviously that was a rough start. You see Kirsten Dill come in. It was a little bit of a struggle for her too. And this offense has just been struggling to string consistent hits together. And what may have been kind of foreshadowing yesterday, we talked to Patty after the game, and even though it was an 8-1 win over Wichita State, she even said that this team is missing something right now. And she even pointed to as much as that was a dominant win yesterday, that should have been a run rule, and she's right. So, I don't know if she would have predicted this was going to happen today, but I think she was a little disappointed with how her team played yesterday. And so far, I think it's a mix of not playing particularly well, and you also have to give some credit to Bowling Green.
Pretty impressive start to the season for Ella Parker, Jesse. She's hitting .605. That'll play. That is what we would call SEC ready.
Yeah, it's unreal what she's doing, the way that she's hit the ball. And it's not just, she's doing it in all kinds of ways. It's not just consistent hits at the plate. She's getting home runs, she's getting singles. She leads the team in in stolen bases. She's second on the team in walks. So you're really seeing a little bit of everything from her. And the reality is with her, that, you knew this team could still do some damage. We didn't know exactly what to expect, right, with so many new faces. We saw what Ella Parker did last year. We knew, she was probably going to have another good year this year. But if this Oklahoma softball team is going to really do some damage, Ella Parker hitting like this is maybe the biggest part of it. I don't know if anybody could really expect what she's done through the first 3 weekends. If she's hitting like this, there may not be much drop-off with OU softball this season. What she's doing right now is historic. And if she continues hitting at any kind of pace like this, she's on her way to being one of the iconic players in this program's history. It's just what she's doing as a true sophomore, the versatility, the calmness, everything she brings at the plate. It's been really incredible to see it so far.
Jesse Crittenden, OU Insider, joining us on the Riverwind Casino Hotline. We are in extras heading to the bottom of the eighth. Bowling Green and Oklahoma tied at 5 apiece. So the Sooner women, who are off to an undefeated, pretty impressive start, having some problems with Bowling Green today. Let's see if they can get it done in this half. And put this one in the win column here in just a few minutes. All right, Porter and Company. A little new life, Jesse. It's still an uphill battle for Oklahoma, but that was pretty impressive. When you look at Jeremiah Fears, was the best player on the floor. Now, he's the best NBA prospect on the floor as well, but at times you have seen the freshman come out in him, and Sam Godwin, who we know plays his ass off all the time, but also had a tremendous game. Just thoughts on the efforts, the victory over Mississippi State, and the Sooners maybe having a little bit of new life.
No, it was impressive. Being in the building for that game. I think you could sense. Not only was there not much crowd energy, and obviously reasonably so, but I think there was certainly. The arena, it was kind of flat, and I think you saw with how much this team had been struggling, the way they had been losing games, the uncertainty with Porter Moser's future. Even being in the building on Saturday, it felt like a loss, another devastating loss was almost a given. And as reasonable and as justified as the criticisms of this team the last few weeks have been, on the flip side of it, it's impressive what this team did on Saturday. It's really impressive. There were several guys, but yeah, you mentioned it. Jeremiah Fears, that was a game, if you want to point to him being a real not only draft prospect, but a potential lottery prospect, that's the game you point to. He's doing it at all kinds of levels. He's hitting outside shots. He's creating his own shot. He's getting to the rim. He's getting to the free throw line. He's setting up other guys. Even Porter said it after the game. He finished with 10 assists. It probably could have been 14 or 15. He was just moving the ball so well.
Very efficient, right? Like we talk about in the NBA. It was an efficient game for him. He didn't have to do this by taking 9 million shots or whatever. I'm with you. I thought it may have been his best moment was clearly the Michigan game, but probably his best game, I would say.
I think from top to bottom, not only just the stakes of that game, the uncertainty for Porter, the uncertainty for this team, for a true freshman to come out that way, it really might have been his most impressive game of the season. And then when you look at, you mentioned Sam Godwin, a guy that had basically done nothing in conference play, comes out and has 17 and 10 and has a real impact. Jalen Moore, who had 3 points in the first half on 1 of 7, scores 15 in the second half. You have to give a lot of credit to this team in the fight that they had. It's an impressive win. And again, I said it a couple of weeks ago. When we saw it on Saturday, when this team is firing on all cylinders, when Jeremiah Fears is playing well and when he gets a couple of other guys to kind of run along with him, this is an NCAA tournament team. The question isn't, can they be an NCAA tournament team? When they're playing at their best, they are. The question has been, consistently, can they do it enough to actually get there? So I think Saturday was a much-needed reminder, but it's also to say, as good as that win was, this thing can still dismantle. They're going to have a couple of other games like that down the stretch if they want to really, solidify their spot in the postseason.
Jesse, did Duke Miles earn his Sooner card on Saturday with the dive that cost him several teeth? Can he officially be considered a Sooner for life after that effort?
Oh yeah, I think so. He certainly earned some dental insurance if he didn't already have it. He's a guy that even as much at times when this season has kind of gone off the rails a little bit, he's a guy that's continued to put in effort. Porter Moser's talked about that. I think if you watch the games, there's times where the whole team seems lethargic or sluggish, and he hasn't. I think you can see, this being his last year, really trying to get to the NCAA tournament. I think you've really seen the fight from him. And at first when I saw that play happen, I know he hit his head pretty hard, but to actually lose teeth like that and then to come back into the game, I think you see that there is, again, that human element we forget about sometimes, and that's a guy that isn't just content to go down with the ship. He's fighting really, really hard. This game, this team means a lot to him. And I think that's the kind of effort OU is going to need to have as a whole over these final couple weeks of the regular season.
All right. Well, Jesse, I know you've got some Sooner softball to cover, so we'll cut it short today. But you, sir, you look fantastic in the picture. It is still our most popular YouTube picture so far. The ladies love it, and the men think, again, if they love the Harry Potter series, they're loving it.
Well, I would change it, but you said it's a fee to get it changed, right? At this point?
Think it's fantastic. It's a good look. Very inviting. It's like you're opening a door and saying hello to somebody. It's very nice. Jesse, you the man. We appreciate you, my friend. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys.
Jesse Crittenden. Let's see. We are in the bottom of the eighth inning.
Bottom of the eighth.
Still
OU has
tied.
Ella Parker on first base, but 2 outs.
Okay.
Sydney Sanders at the plate. She had the big swing earlier.
There we go.
So
they'll find a way to win this. You know they will. By the way, McMinistries 4 says, had to get to YouTube just to see Steely. I think this was because of the old man rant. K-Dub in the 918, this is not accurate. Steely old man rants. He be cooking while taking passive-aggressive shots at Grill Boy, an actual cook. This is the stuff of legend. There is no passive-aggressive shots involved at all. I'm fine with Travis. Everybody overtweets these days. You got to understand where I come from. I like to run from attention. I don't want any. So I am at odds with society.
You're also at odds with your profession, which is something
I figure that I've done my time. Now, if I was your age or Travis's age, I'd be all in on it. I know I would. Because we've dumbed you guys down. Even though you're not dumb, you have been dumbed down to a certain extent. Now, unfortunately, you're one of the brighter dumb ones.
I'll take that, I guess.
Yes. But if I took over this country, which would be a great day for America, the first thing I said, shut it down. All of it. Every social media platform shuts down right now. You people are going to live in the real world. If you want your attention, go out and stream on a street corner. You're not fooling anybody, all right? You're not shysters and hucksters are not going to be. What's a huckster? A huckster is a shyster, right? We're not.
I don't know, Steely. I've never been called a huckster. I don't think I've ever called anyone else a huckster.
Shysters and hucksters are not going to be able to get away with this anymore, okay? No more.
I am actively Googling the definition of huckster.
I hope it's good. I mean, I hope it's accurate.
A mercenary person eager to make a profit out of anything.
There it is, right there.
Okay, yes, we all.
That's it. These hucksters are everywhere.
We all know a huckster or two.
Once we turned social media attention into currency, it ruined everything. Mom, my own YouTube channel, be rich. That's how you get that Bella girl with the whole pantry fooling everybody, and some of these other hucksters who are out there just fooling people, all right? Just saying.
So we've awarded the shyster of the year on this show before.
We have. Now the
Should
huckster.
we award the huckster of the year?
Well, I think we know who it might be. So I don't think we need to
I know who my vote would go to.
Ladies and gentlemen, now to present the award for Huckster of the Year is, who would present that for us? I don't know. All right, somebody asked me, okay, Sooner Man, real quick before we hit a break.
Steely, do you recall a Batgirl for Seymour's team named Sherry Brown? A real hottie.
I don't. I might recognize her. I remember Cindy Morrison, I think was her name at the time. Super cool girl. Very classy, super cool. And I think she's selling, last I saw was real estate in Tulsa. And I know that she was one. I don't remember Sherry Brown, but if you know, I might recognize her if I saw an older picture. What are you laughing at over there, pal?
Nothing.
What
Nothing.
do we give?
It shouldn't surprise me.
What do you give the what? What surprises you? What shouldn't surprise you?
The level of your recall that you can immediately dig up the names of Batgirls from 40 years ago.
Here is how I remember Cindy. All right, we had. I ran out of time talking to Joe. There was a tournament. Were we coming back from the tournament at Pan American down there in Galveston? All right, and in Dallas. The plane was having issues, so Coach Seymour decides to rent a bunch of cars. I can still hear Bobby Witt, the cannon from Canton, from Boston, saying, Coach, we're going to get the cars. And we got the cars to drive back, and Cindy was in the car that I was in with Coach Seymour and a couple other people. So Coach Seymour was entertaining us all the way home with some great stories. He was behind the wheel, and Cindy was one of the passengers on that trip. So anyway, okay, walk-off 3-run homer for Cassidy Pickering, and the Sooners win it 8-5 over at Loves Field. There you go. But yes, that's she's still in the Tulsa area, I believe. So anyway, it's not like I was thinking. That's why I knew Cindy. Got to know her some on a 3-hour car ride back to Norman with Coach Seymour. Okay, we got a break right here. Come back. One more award-winning segment, ladies and gentlemen. One more award-winning segment. And who do we want to hear for? Who you're from? How about Bob Stoops? And I had a clip that I found dated from a year ago that I wanted to play. And I'm not sure what it is, but we do that every now and then. So we'll do that when we get back. Keep it right here on the Home of Sooner Fans.
Hey, Ref Army. This is Dusty Dvorak. I'm fired up to be back on the K-Ref team. Join me every Tuesday and Wednesday morning during the 10 a.m. hour as I join Plank and Josh to talk some football. Download the K-Ref app and listen from anywhere.
Basketball season's here, and there's no better place to watch the Sooners than at Coach's Corner in Norman. Catch every thrilling play on tons of TVs, plus enjoy the coldest beer in town. But wait, Coach's Corner isn't just for game days. Join us Tuesday nights for bingo, Wednesday nights for Singo, and don't miss Thirsty Thursdays with unbeatable drink specials. With Soul Food Sundays, the best atmosphere for OU basketball, and events all week long, Coach's Corner is your go-to spot at the intersection of Lindsay and Berry, where every day is game day.
There's strength in family and there's strength in partnership. At Armstrong Bank, we believe in building financial stability and enduring relationships. As a family-owned community bank since 1909, we'll always be here to support you because we know that true strength is in our communities. Armstrong Bank, strength runs in our family. Visit armstrong.bank, member FDIC.
Once upon a time, our family had trouble with pests around our home. Did you know that stinging insects send tons of people to the hospital? And teeny ticks and mosquitoes can be all around the yard. Their bites can make people and their pets sick. Mice, rats, and roaches need food and water just like us. You do not want them to visit. They can spread disease and make it hard to breathe. I'm sure glad this story has a happy ending.
Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Hey Sooner fans, Kinsey Hansen here to tell you about my friends at the Affordable Door Company. Their fast, reliable, and professional staff have been serving the OKC Metro for over 28 years. Affordable Door Company is your one-stop shop for residential and commercial garage door service and replacement. Call them and tell them you want the ultimate maintenance for your garage door. You don't want to be stuck in your garage at game time, so give them a call at 405-635-9499 or visit them online at affordabledoor.net. You can't afford not to call Affordable Door Company, proud garage door sponsor of the Sooners.
Heyday Family Entertainment Center in Norman is a great place for exciting group events with 2 floors of fabulous fun. Bowling, mini golf, laser tag, arcade games, ropes course, and more. Plus 2 fully stocked bars and a delicious full-service food menu. Heyday in Norman is perfect for groups of up to 1,000 people. You'll be amazed at everything Heyday has to offer. Call Connie for a free tour at 405-310-3500 or visit heydayfun.com. Let's meet at Heyday.
Snakes, zombies, sharks, heights, speaking in public. The list of fears is endless. But while you're clutching your blanket in the dark, wondering if that sound in the hall was actually a footstep, the real danger is in your hand, when you're behind the wheel. And while you might think a great white shark is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The all-new Eskridge Honda is here, right in time for the new year. Our new building is awesome, just like these deals. Right now, get new 2024 Honda Ridgelines, just $349 per month. Come in today to get the best deals all month long. Now conveniently located off I-35 and 89. Just look for the blue tents on the roof. Online at eskridgehonda.com.
2024 Honda Ridgeline, $349 per month, 3-year, 10,000-mile lease, $49.99 plus TTNL. First month's payment due at signing, ends 2/28/25.
When students struggle because they are hungry
or fall behind because they lack school supplies,
a caring adult can make all the difference.
Especially someone from the community.
Someone who knows the students
and the obstacles they might be facing.
At Communities in Schools, our site coordinators surround students with a community of support
to ensure that they have everything they need to engage in learning.
We go all in for kids, all day, every day.
To learn more, visit communitiesinschools.org.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. The Sooner women, the softball team wins in extra innings on a Cassidy Pickering walk-off 3-run shot against Bowling Green, 8-5. So the OU women are now 13-0, and they were scheduled to play Abilene Christian at 2. So obviously that is going to be moved back. So stay tuned. We'll let you know. By the way, Thunder fans out there, Chet Holmgren, kind of like we all thought, will not play tonight against Minnesota. That's a quick turnaround, man. You know, that ESPN game didn't start till 8:45 last night. Shay and I were up till, I don't know, what was it, close to 11:30, I think. We made it. And the Thunder, again, will play Minnesota tonight. They've got a busy week tonight against the T-Wolves. They beat the T-Wolves 130-123 last night. Wednesday at Brooklyn. Friday at Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Sunday at the Spurs. No Wemby, obviously, for the Spurs. But certainly didn't expect Chet Holmgren to play tonight on that in any back-to-back scenario, but particularly one like that. So Oklahoma City, you know, we talked about the Phil Jackson theory. You remember what that was, Parker?
The Phil Jackson
theory?
The
Phil Jackson, who said there was a way to measure during the season, once you got to a certain point of the season, whether you were a real championship candidate or not. 40-20 rule, right? You win 40 before you lose 20. That's how Phil Jackson used to measure teams. Okay, they're legit. Well, the Thunder won 44 before losing 10. So I think they're super legit. But it's going to be interesting tonight, 7 o'clock at the Paycom Palace against Minnesota. By the way, somebody was asking, Parker's right, Steely. You should think more about your Q factor, or what was it, about social media. Well, here's my deal, all right? I've been in this business 42 years. I'm not worried about that one iota. I'm biding my time, and I'm going to call it a career soon, hopefully. I mean, not real soon, but that's not a concern to me one iota. Really hasn't been since I've been on social media. And I like to tweet every now and then during a Thunder game or during a Sooner game or whatever. Some of it's fun. But I don't concern myself with any of that. I really don't. In fact, I'm probably going to log off when I'm done. Now, I admit, look, I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm not scrolling through the phone, but most of the time when I'm scrolling through the phone, I'm going, did you see this moron right here? Oh, my gosh, what an idiot. You know, so I'm somewhat addicted to my phone, but I am not addicted to attention. If I was addicted to attention, I'd still be on television, which I wanted out of. So that's just how I am. Okay. I'm not saying if you're the opposite, I just think you're ruining society if you need that much attention. That's all. You're causing the end of the world. That's all.
Chris and Knoxville asking the real questions on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Almost losing to a 2-6 Bowling Green team as Patty lost control of the program. Sarcasm.
Yeah, Chris, you never know. You never know when that could be coming. By the way, our poll question is now over. All the ballots are in. This election will not be contested. It is done. How confident are you that OU makes the tournament now after the win over Mississippi State? The three choices were they got this, it's still possible, no chance. It's still possible, 52%.
Wow, optimism.
How about that? No chance at 34%, and they got this at 13% based on 1,200,017 votes. So there you go. Okay, Crabby Sooner. What's Crabby Sooner saying?
Crabby Sooner says, usually I'm pretty crabby. Fact check, true. But I laugh my butt off when Steely starts making fun of social media idiots.
You know, I will tell you this, even at a young age, I never liked the attention seekers, like the high school people who were always, I've never liked that. That's just me. Now, I realize I'm in the minority now, so, but I've always like, That's why I finally decided, you know what, TV, too many lights, too many cameras, too much makeup and powder. That's it. I quit and typed out my letter of resignation. I can still remember the news director, you're really going to leave? Because my contract was up, and he was just shocked, absolutely shocked that I would leave television. Why? You getting another job? No. Just done. Because I guess people don't leave television.
Really?
I guess. Is that?
So many of my friends have left television. Because, I went to school not too terribly long ago to be on television. That's what I thought I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends decided to go the television route. I very quickly realized, while I was still in undergrad, mind you, that, okay, TV is probably not going to be my full-time career ever. Might do it. I don't know if it could be my full-time career. I don't know if I could be
Radio's a lot more fun.
Well, and also, I certainly was never going to do news. The day that broke me, as far as news was concerned, was the day that I was interning in Omaha with a reporter who had to try and go out and do man-on-the-street interviews with tenants of an apartment complex that was actively burning down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah. Needless to say, at that point, I was like, yep, you know what? That's not for me. I'll do sports, certainly, if that opportunity arises, but never going to do news. But there are so many of my friends that have tried to work their way up the ladder in TV that just quit because they're not getting paid enough and they're working way too much, which is a common plight in the television industry these days. I have plenty of friends that are doing all right for themselves if they were fortunate enough to land a gig in a pretty sizable market like Oklahoma City or Tulsa.
Oklahoma City's a good market. Tulsa's a good market.
I have a friend who's doing very, very well for herself in Des Moines as a sports anchor up there. But I know many, many other folks who started out doing TV in very small markets and soon realized that this was not going to be what they did with their lives. They were not going to spend years and years and years steadily climbing the television ladder for $28,000 a year.
Well, and you don't get to dress like this on television. That's why, and that's one of the main reasons as well. You know, I remember battling it out with news reporters who would put together a 90-second package, maybe 2 minutes, and the news reporters would sit in the limited editing bays and act like this was a Martin Scorsese film. You should be able to do a package in like 90 minutes tops. They're in there like 3 hours. You think we should go with this shot or this or what? You know, it's like, get the hell out of this edit bay. That was my daily routine too.
Wow. So you didn't do your own editing?
I did do my own editing quite a bit, and I had photographers who did some too, but I enjoyed the editing process. But there were times, I remember when I was at Fox, that I would be sending via the Avid system. I don't know how much you use the Avid system. Sending it during the commercial break right before sports, hoping that it would get there, that it would all load. And most, I think 98% of the time it did. But it's because news reporters were in there doing their latest David Lynch, Martin Scorsese, you know, Francis Ford Coppola project on a 90-second news piece that they started editing at 2 in the afternoon, and it was 8:30 before they were done with it, which is ridiculous. So anyway.
It is ridiculous. Holy smokes. Of course, that was different. Like that wasn't the age of digital editing, was it?
I mean, it was somewhat digital editing, yes, but still, it was. And I finally decided, you know what? I don't really like this. It's kind of like what was the guy's character in Office Space? I don't want to come to work anymore. I finally kind of got that attitude. I think I want to type out a little. What amazed me though was the news director. I won't mention his name. I really won't in this case, but was just amazed that somebody would leave television without another job. Like, why would you do that? Happiness? Fulfillment? I don't need to be like these attention-seeking hucksters who are going to be coming along in the year 2025 that need attention all the time. Like a freaking baby needs a nipple. That's their attention. I'm talking about the artificial, you know. But anyway, okay. You want to get a few more texts in?
Kyle in Broken Bow says, like, share, and follow all of Mike Steely's content on the socials for a chance to win your own Steely bobblehead.
For the Huckster of the Year award, what should the trophy look like? Just a hand flipping somebody the bird with a bunch of cash in the hand?
That UPS guy asked for a score on the softball game. It's over, UPS guy. The Sooners walked it off with a 3-run homer from Cassie Pickering. 8-5 the final over Bowling Green at Loves Field.
There you go. And
Oklahoma remains unscathed.
13-0 on the season.
4 of those wins for Sam Landry as well.
Sam Landry, I think it's cool because she has been unbelievable. She's got the cool glasses and everything. She doesn't look like she could overpower you. She was in here for One Oklahoma. Super sweet. But she's been unbelievable. She's been awesome.
A 972 listener says, bruh, Steely, you are officially disallowed from ever retiring.
Well, I will tell you this. The one reason that I might go early is because of Shay. Because I think she's going to have good years left, but I also don't want to be that guy to get 2 years, let's say maybe 2 more years or whatever. And if she's in a wheelchair and can't get around and we can't go places, I'll want to kill myself for that. So that would be the only reason I'd go early if we get, worse with the MS. That's all.
Chris from Knoxville says, my sister was a news producer, and as much as she loved it, she had to get out mainly due to some of the stories that came across. She never shared, but said it's heartbreaking stuff.
Yeah, it can be in news. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Look, we've got some great reporters here that have been here a long time. I have a lot of respect. I saw Ken Ogle not long ago. Great dude. The Ogle family's big time. You know, really, cool people. But it just wasn't for me. I finally decided, you know what? I don't want to put on makeup and powder and dress in a suit every day anymore. Not for me. Riverwind Casino, get out and play with your wild card today. Get entries for the big Friday night drawing happening this weekend. Again, Riverwind has Gladys Nights coming up this Friday night at the Showplace Theater as well. Always good times and great rewards at Riverwind Casino. Thanks for putting up with the old man and the young whippersnapper. Thanks to even the hucksters out there. We'll see you.